a way of life. Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. I know I'm really late. I said I was going to do this Mercury retrograde video like a week or two ago. Um, but I still wanted to put the video out there because it's very important what's happening with Mercury and retrograde this time around, which is happening in the most important sign, Pisces, which is the age that we just left, the Piscean age. And then for 10 days or so, I think tomorrow, actually, tomorrow is March 9th, um, it'll go into Mercury will go into Aquarius. It'll also turn direct on Monday, and I'll talk more about that in the Virgo full moon video. But um, it's going direct in the sign of Aquarius for 10 days, and then it's going to go back into Pisces, but it'll be direct still. Um, which is the age that we're moving, well, we are in. I'm going to stop saying moving into, right? We are in the Aquarian age, right? So these are two important signs that this information is falling into. Um, Mercury is the messenger, our lower mind. Lower mind just meaning like it's our day to day conversations, communication, who you talk to on a daily basis, work, friends, coworkers, um, how we think, how we navigate on this earth on a daily basis, short trips, communication, siblings, and neighbors. Um, Mercury retrograde is really about going deep within into deep thought, transition, deep thought about the past, right? Because Mercury was a part of the stellium that I talked about, that was like this huge big deal everybody was waiting for um, to happen in January. It was a big surge of energy. You can go back and check the video if you missed it, but that stellium was a big deal. That was like the catalyst of this entire year. And because Mercury played a really big part in that, um, and having been in Scorpio the end of last year for the last 3 weeks, um, which was another aspect of the stellium. This energy is really about going back and dealing with those things. So what was you dealing with when Mercury was in Scorpio in 2019? Scorpio is a different kind of energy, but it was getting to the truth through the deepest, darkest desires of, your needs and wants, and really working through that energy. Um, Pisces is more about um, cleansing, healing, purging old memories, purging past, purging old hang-ups, beliefs that we're kind of letting go of during this time. And really dealing with those issues. We're not just talking about like we're in a whole new decade, right? And of course, it's going to take time for everybody to actually really change and move into this energy. But this is a really big push to say, what was you going through? Have you dealt with those things? Are you dealing with them? Do you have a plan? Especially now with all this Capricorn energy, is the best time to be really dealing with some things, to get counselors. Capricorn energy is about, it's the father energy. It's somebody who you look up to, somebody who you can depend on. Who do you have in your life that you can sit down and kind of work through your issues or your goals? It doesn't have to be an issue. It can just be a goal that, you really want to close a chapter, right? A certain way that you think, a certain way that you do things. Maybe your beliefs are changing. With this, energy of Aquarius coming in at the end of the year. This Aquarius energy is like so freeing and nonchalant and weird and beautiful all at the same time. It's gonna be a whole different kind of world. And that might be hard for some people to just jump right into that. Or, it might really stir up a lot of fear, right? If we're talking about that energy from the Pluto energy, which is in Capricorn right now, but just having had Mercury in Scorpio, that's a deep fear, dealing with something that it probably are always plagued you. You know what I mean? You've probably felt for a really long time that, there was a certain belief that just wasn't really sitting right with you. But, for one reason or another, life got in the way and you never really dealt with it. This is the time to do that, right? And really heal, whatever misunderstandings, miscommunications, or, you know, discomforts you have with your beliefs. Um, we're kind of waking up from our sleepy slumber, right? That's that Piscean energy is the dream. It rules dreams and illusions. We are literally waking up from all the lies that we've been kind of told all these years, and people are really beginning to see their power and who they really are and owning it and not being afraid of it. And that's that Aquarian energy, right? Aquarian is about freedom, revolution, standing up for what you believe in, and not really caring what anybody has to say, and this is going to happen in a really big kind of way. We're going to see it small now, like in this moment, because Aquarius is only, oh, I think it was not, it's only 19 degrees Aquarius. Don't quote me on that, but the degrees does matter. And I think I'm going to talk more about that in the Virgo video, or, a little bit later, because we have some, I think Saturn is going to go into Aquarius for a little bit, but it's just very small amounts, right? So we're just getting a very small glimpse of, what's to come, right? So the revolution will be televised, by the way. Because what's going to happen, because Aquarius rules the 11th house, which is friends, groups of people that you belong to, humanitarian, electricity, other dimensions, aliens, just being weird and scientific and, facts, scientific facts, right? And like really, unapologetically who you are, right? And standing and owning your power. And like I said, it's only going to happen in a small amount now. But once we get to the end of the year and all these planets that are in Capricorn right now transition and move into to Aquarius, this is going to be a really huge shift. And it's going to be very freeing and not so bogged down and work. And it's just a lighter energy. So take the time while this Capricorn energy is very strong to really, really, really ground yourself. Know who you are, what you want, and what you're moving forward into. And hold on to that. And I mean hold on to it, because we have Gemini, the nodal change that's going to happen in June. That's going to be more air energy. And I'm just saying, quite personally, as an air sign, we are very flighty. You want to ground yourself and really get some ground rules and materials around, your goals and thoughts and way of life, right? Um, so in this sense, you could be, um, yeah, because Pisces is also about surrendering, letting go. It bridges life, it's that life and death energy, um, other dimensions as well. So we could have been receiving a lot of information through this Mercury retrograde that you might not be quite aware of yet. With Mercury going direct tomorrow, things will start to clear up. We'll still be in post shadow phase until about the 30th of March, but you know all that the retrograde is gonna, all the miscommunication, the, you know, whatever mishaps you may have been dealing with, as we know, Mercury is so good at. Maybe you couldn't. I've seen people having problem uploading videos. Like the reason why I didn't upload my videos was just because when I have a lot of Piscean energy, it makes me sleep. Right, so I didn't have the energy to do much of anything. But you know, all that's gonna subside, things will start to become clearer, and like anything that you was going through that you was trying to figure out but you couldn't quite put your finger on it, or maybe you were having dreams, again being sleepy, you know, you're just going to be clear from illusions, and creativity will be more prevalent. Messages from other dimensions you could have been receiving, speaking in tongues. There's probably like 5 people that happened to, or you just could have been getting your words mixed up, right? Um, Time travel, change of beliefs, you know, leaning more towards astrology. Weird, unexpected things could have been happening during this Mercury retrograde, but they're all messages somehow, some way, you know, depending on what house this was happening for you. It's a message to, you know, which way you're going, right? And kind of what, you could have $1 million idea, right? And it become huge, and that'll become clear to you. So you know that's for another 5 people out there. But you know, unexpected things happening, scientific inventions, and um, innovative, creative ideas with that Aquarian energy. I'm going to talk more about that in the video too, but just really separating from old ways of doing things to a new way of doing and seeing and operating from a more spiritual process. You know, Pisces is a spiritual sign. Um, Aquarius is a spiritual sign. It's really it's a mental thing, right? So really mixing the two together with the ideas and just being in your spirit and intuitively, um, you know, bringing things to your awareness, right? That's kind of what this whole process was really about. And I just thought it was really dope. I can't wait to see, you know, what people have come up with, especially with this Virgo full moon coming tomorrow. It's going to be beautiful, beautiful. Anyways, I hope this message was helpful. Peace.